the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What is up? Welcome to Red Pill. A little something different today. Back to the speed shop. I'm going to drop a little bit of insider Red Pill knowledge on you about modding some cars. First of all, if you wouldn't say shit in front of your parents, you don't need to watch this video because this shit ain't for kids. This is grown-ups, really serious toy racing. So, setting axles, what we're going to talk about today. Pretty much as far as I know, the only thing out there to set axles straight is that Redline Derby axle jig. What I'm going to show you today, which I showed at the end of my last video, Red Pill original. I don't think anybody else does this but me until now. I'm sure a few people probably went and threw one together yesterday, but I think it's the best way to do it. I had, built the similar thing to Redline Derby. I can't find all the pieces I'd made. And if you like this style, that's cool, where you can slide and adjust for the wheels, and you get your wheels right, set them on there. But when you do that, man, it's basically you're flipping the car upside down. There's no, you're gonna take and just throw this together just to show you. A lot of you guys already use these things. I built these back a few years ago. I hated them. You take the wheels in there like that. You gotta kind of line it up, axle jig, kind of pain in the ass. And then you can set it on there. Boom, it's in place. But somebody comes along and bumps that thing at all, you're gonna be fucked. So, I tried to design all kind of crazy stuff to fix this problem. What I came up with, the original, one of a kind, never before seen on YouTube before my last video. But the cat's out of the bag now, so might as well show you what I got. I've got quite a few of these things because I do build multiple cars at one time. But that's basically it right there. Simple to build, really simple to build. You got a couple of these variable tension axle stabilizers, as Peter B called them. I loved it. So these variable tension axle stabilizers here can be found in bulk at the Walmart. And a few people had already asked me, what size I use as far as the variable tension axle stabilizers, which are known to common non-diecast racers as rubber bands. You can buy this whole bag at Walmart for like 50 cents. And the ones you're going to use out of it are going to be the skinniest ones. You can kind of see, got like wide, medium, and skinny types. But you're going to use the skinny ones. And that is because they hold the spacing right on this thing. This one I just threw together in like 2 seconds, but I'll show you how to build one of these really quick. Don't need much really. You need a drill, you need like one screw, a saw, and a piece of scrap wood, and you can build it. And then the variable tension axle stabilizer. But maybe I just need to build these things and sell them. So I sell like hotcakes. Red Pill exclusive. Alright, so what you need really, I just grabbed a couple things out the little scrap box. Just a little piece of scrap wood, basically. This is 1x2, this is a 1x1. 1x1 is ideal. The main thing you want is the width of this thing needs to be able to fit between your wheels. So just like that. That's basically it. You're going to do that just as you saw on that one over there. You're going to cut this into 2 lengths. You want one length, doesn't have to be really long. it can be 2-3 inches just so it can cross that car like that. The part that'll attach to the bottom, which is this bottom piece here, needs to be longer than any car you're going to build, because that's where your variable tension axle stabilizers will hook. So most of the ones I usually use have a couple of different equally spaced grooves. So like you can see with this one, the longer car, the wheels are kind of being pulled towards the middle of the car just a little bit. I like them to be slightly pulled out. Gives that extra, you know, teeny bit of extra wheelbase. So you know, like I said, you can use the 1x2. If you do use the 1x2, you're going to want to cut it down. You don't want actually, you don't have to if you got a long screw. I mean, you can stack them however you want, but I found that this is just about perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this piece. I'm gonna cut it into 2 pieces, and I'll show you what we do next. All right, we got the boards cut. Now you will need a very specialized high-tech saw to do this. I chose to do it with a $3 hacksaw, so you really don't need anything expensive to do this with. The main thing you need is a drill to drill a hole, which I mean, you can do it by hand if you're really that poor and that desperate that you don't know anybody that has a drill you could borrow. Then you probably suck as a person, need to work on that instead of cars. But anyway, what you got your 2 pieces. Then I just reached over in my little pile, my little bucket on top of my counter of scrap screws. I picked up one of these, a little wood screw. You're gonna need a little bit for a pilot hole. You're gonna need a little bit bigger bit so you can countersink that screw head. And again, really expensive equipment. This is like a $15 drill from the Walmart. But for diecast building, is what you need. That's all you need. So the way this will sit actually will be like that. This will be the top. That'll be the bottom. And I learned that you want to screw them together from the bottom. I mean, you can make these, I'm just showing you really quick to throw it together. You can measure and all that. It really doesn't matter though. Just gonna take in the bottom. Screw this over tight. Boom. So there you go, you got your pilot hole. That will be lining up with this. You want it equally spaced on both sides from the pilot hole, not from the end. So the pilot hole's there. It doesn't have to be exact again. So it's going to be about like that. I will then go back in this hole I just drilled, just to mark where that's going to go. And we will take that, prevent this little piece of wood from splitting when I put that screw in it. We're going to take that bit out. I'm going to use this bigger bit because it's bigger than the head of that screw, and that's what I need. We're going to take it and put it in this drill. I'm going to go to the bottom of this right here. Big drill bit. Ain't wanting to go far, so very light pressure. All you're doing is wanting to recess that screw head so it will sit on the counter or floor or whatever you're using, I guess, pretty much. And should have got a screwdriver before this and I'd be ready, but I didn't. Luckily, I have one handy. So, you will take your screw and your screwdriver, because they usually work together, and put that screw in here. You can use a drill to make this a little bit faster, however, a star bit. I did not grab a drill bit for this thing, luckily. I got one handy right here. Just to throw me off my game a little. Red feels ready for it. Look at that, grab a star bit right off the bat. One that fit too. Don't know where my star screwdrivers are. Don't even know if I still have them. But, like I said, screw. It's going to come through there. You want it to just barely poke out so that you can. There it is. barely poking out. Take it, line it up, right there. Bam, hold it in place. Do not drill through your finger. It does not feel good. I've done it. And basically, there it is. You pretty much got your axle jig almost ready. Not quite. You still got to add one more thing to get it ready for the variable tension axle stabilizer. That was those grooves I showed you at the beginning. And the way I would probably space them out, find the center here, which is going to be right there. The shortest car, you'd probably have something similar to this. So, I mean, you can kind of do it however the hell you want. I usually just have each of them with 2 different sets of grooves. And they're just going to be about center, so we probably want one a little beyond that. So here, get that very scientific. And then, you know, you want to make one for the longest base that you might be using, which I don't see a zoom in right here. It's crazy because usually I got one. I probably do, but we're going to speed this along. It's going to be similar to that, but I already know about the spacing of it. So it'll probably be like, yeah, something like that. And here, now to put the grooves in it, very, very simple. You can do a lot of different ways. You're going to go and grab that little $3 saw that you saved up for. Saved your tooth fairy money, even though this is not a children's broadcast. You're going to go to each groove. You're just going to cut little bit out. And it doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be a big piece. That's really all you need. Something like that. Now, that is only used because you need to put the rubber band around it like that when you're setting your axles. And you want this to sit flush on the counter. So that'll do it. Let me get these other 4 in it real quick, and I'll actually put some wheels on a mod I'm building for a Redline Derby race league. Here we go. Alright, there you see I got my 4 grooves in the bottom. Got my actual axle stabilization devices right there. And the car I am building right now, I don't know if it's going to be for the racing league or my return to diecast 64 or what, is right here. This came from a F-150. And I'm going to show you how we mount these things really quickly. Now, you can, and I do this on some, you can drill you a tiny little hole through there, big enough for a short, like, you know, 3/8" screw to go in, a teeny pilot hole in the top, and you mount this bad boy down with that screw, and it won't go anywhere for you to set these wheels in place. I don't really need that. I'll show you how I do it. We're going to take the first wheel, going to sit in place. You want to still make sure that that thing is seated down good. Sometimes when you pop these wheels out of the base, it'll leave a little bit of tab, and these wheels will not seat all the way down. And your rubber band is not going to have enough tension on it to pull that thing down into the groove. So that needs to be done first. If your rubber band was that strong, you would probably be bending your axles, and then what good is this damn thing? So you take your rubber band, you want to hold that axle down with your thumb, put it around there. You're going to go through your groove that you made, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, you want to take and squeeze here. You can see that that side is way looser than this. You're going to pull a little bit of tension back, and until they are even, feeling, yep, pretty even. So that one is in, and now we're going to do the same thing on the back. Very quickly wrap it around, down through the groove, and you get pretty used to knowing about how the tension is on this. I left that one, yeah, pretty even. intentionally so I could show you. And that's it. And you want to check here. These rubber bands will actually slide down in between the base of the car and the wheel, just like that. And you want to make sure it's on all four. Now, there it is. You have 4 wheels in the body, and they are perfectly straight. And they are still perfectly straight, and they are still fucking perfectly straight. Red Pill Racing, Red Pill Engineering, from the Madman Underground. Hope you boys get some help from this. Get your axle straight, get your car stressed. Let's do it on the track, Red Pill out.